all units. We gotta split up here, now.
So we are talking about the movie Arachnicide. This one directed by Paolo Bertola. Now on the front of it, this is pretty much a monster movie about giant spiders. But I've got to be honest with you, I was a little bit confused about what was going on when I first started to watch this film. So let me explain. So the first few minutes of the film, basically, we have these kind of action sequences with these kind of seemingly military strikes against some other people, some other kind of like installation. We don't know who they are or even who the military are, but we're all assuming that the military are the good guys, I'm supposing. Anyway, so we see these couple of kind of instances where these couple of action scenes happened, and then we were introduced to this company seemingly that is trying to pioneer this technology to make crops grow faster, but they are getting attacked by the military. I think, well, why are the military attacking them? We don't really understand that. That seems illogical to me that would be a situation that was happening. But nonetheless, they're saying, oh, you know, we've got to move underground basically to try and sort of get away from these kind of military strikes and stuff like that. Okay, fine. But then we see the military, they're spying on them, and they have this kind of strike force put together to go and take them out. And I was like, oh, by the way, they're drug dealers. That's what it's like. Oh, well, all of a sudden they're drug dealers, but we never see any evidence of that, or we're not told that from their point of view. Anyway, inevitably we have this kind of strike force to get together, and obviously this company that is making these greenhouses and these crops go faster accidentally increase the size of these kind of spiders, and there's your kind of like your giant spider movie basically. But it was kind of a weird sort of setup to it. It didn't really make a lot of sense. However, before we even get into those kind of specifics, well, the first thing you're going to notice about this film is the horrible voice acting. When I say voice acting, because this film is dubbed, or at least the version I saw, it's an Italian film, and basically it's dubbed into the obviously English language to obviously to have a kind of international audience, I suppose. And the voiceovers that they put on there are so cheesy, they're so bad, and kind of like, the military guys have all got really gruff voices like this, and it's super cheesy. Now this is actually, if you have a look at IMDb, it actually says this is an action comedy, but there's not any jokes in it, to be honest with you, but it's so stupid, it is kind of funny. But I think they're actually playing it somewhat straight, so it's a comedy, but not intentionally. Oh man, this is like a real B-movie. And we come on to the kind of the spiders and stuff, which don't actually appear until quite late on in the film, I have to say, considering it's a film about giant spiders. And you know, they're pretty much like video game spiders. This is really a pretty much a throwaway B movie. I'm really finding it hard to find much positive to say about this, but I have to say something. There is quite a lot of action sequences here, and I actually did like some of the military kind of like hardware and kind of the use of like camo and stuff, because that looks somewhat authentic. When we see these action sequences at the beginning, they seemingly look, they kind of look quite the part, and they're using this gear that looks quite authentic and stuff like that. So that was all good. There is quite a lot of action sequences in it, and it's kind of funny to laugh at it, but that's pretty much all I've got. The dialogue is terrible. It's so terrible, and the characters are like so cardboard cutouts and cliche. Now I have to say this may work better in its native language, but these kind of like this ADR track that you have on it, it's laughable. It's laughable. So it's kind of funny. I got to say, I was amused whilst I was watching this film, but not for the right reasons. Not for the film I feel that this film was trying to get. I mean, it's clearly a B movie, but like I said, that they seeming to play it quite straight. It doesn't have that kind of like that playfulness that you may have with films that are knowingly B movies, and stuff like that. So I gotta be honest with you, this was an odd film to watch because it seemed to be all over the place. So when I had to give this movie a 3 out of 10, can't really recommend it unless you want some bizarre creature feature that just seems to be thrown together with kind of varying different tones. 3 out of 10 for me. Have you seen it? What did you think of it? Leave me comments, and I'll look forward to seeing you next time. Bye for now.